Hello, today we decided to visit a wonderful museum. If you are looking for a fun and educational place to visit with your children in London, visit Young Victoria and Albert Museum, where children and families can explore their creativity and learn about art and design. It is a part of the Victoria and Albert Museum family, which also includes the Victoria and Albert Museum of Childhood in South Kensington. The museum is aimed to bring art and design education to the masses. It displays objects from various cultures and times, such as ceramics, textile, metalwork, and furniture. We go there by underground, and we start our trip from Ayers Court Station. We left underground on Whitechapel Station. Whitechapel Station is an interchange station. The station is located behind a street market of the same name and opposite Tower Hamlets Town Hall. This station was originally opened in 1876. And now, I would like to tell you about Bethnal Green district. If you are looking for a place to visit in East London that has a lot of history, culture and diversity, then you might want to consider Bethnal Green. Bethnal Green is one of the oldest and most vibrant areas of the East End, with a rich and varied past that spans from medieval times to the present day. Bethnal Green is a very urban location, but enjoys multiple splashes of green throughout the area. Plus, Victoria Park and Mile End Park are also both within easy reach. Bethnal Green Gardens, as well as play areas and basketball courts. This park has a war monument as known as a Stairway to Heaven. The name Bethnal Green comes from a corruption of Bethnal Hall, which was the residence of a prominent family who owned a large part of Stepney, the parish of which Bethnal Green was part. Alternatively, it could be derived from the Anglo-Saxon words blithe, happy, and health, Connor, meaning a pleasant new. Bethnal Green has cheap and cheerful as well as classy restaurants, and graffiti wall paintings are everywhere. Bethnal Green is famous for its mulberry trees, most notably the Bethnal Green mulberry at the site of the former London Chest Hospital, which is reputed to be the oldest tree in the East End. As I told you, Bethnal Green has a fantastic local parks. Just have a look and enjoy. We came to the museum, and now I would like to tell you the history of the Museum of Childhood. The museum originally opened in 1872 at the Bethnal Green Museum. At this point, it was a general museum designed to bring cultural education to the local East End population. It contained food and animal products from the Great Exhibition, some 18th century French art, and over time an increasing number of gifts that had been given to the royal family. In the 1920s, the new curator, author Sabin, noticed that the museum was popular with children, and he started to reorganize it to make it more child-friendly. He set up a classroom and started to show more child-orientated exhibits. Queen Marie helped with this by donating some of her own toys to the museum. The museum started in the 1860s when a prefabricated iron structure originally intended for South Kensington was moved to Bethnal Green. The building was faced with red brick and decorated with murals depicting the arts. The distinctive interior tiles were laid by women inmates of the working prison. At first, museum housed collections from the Great Exhibition of 1851 and the huge art collection of Sir Richard Wallis, now the Wallis Collection. From the 1970s, the child focus took over the General Museum, and it was renamed as a Museum of Childhood. It became the home of all the Victoria and Albert's childhood exhibits and has continued to add to its collections ever since. In the 1974, the building became the Victoria and Albert Museum of Childhood, which focused on the social and material history of childhood. It displayed toys, games, dolls, costumes, and other objects related to children's lives from the 16th century to the present day. The museum is also hosted exhibitions, events, and activities for children and families. Young Victoria and Albert Museum also have a cafe where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks, a shop right in the entrance, we've been there, where you can buy souvenirs and gifts related to art and design, and a garden where you can relax and enjoy nature. Young Victoria and Albert Museum has 3 permanent galleries that will explore the themes of imagination, play, and design. The Imagine Gallery will inspire children to use their imagination and express themselves throughout storytelling. It will feature objects such as puppets, masks, costumes, books, comics, and films. It will also have interactive station where children can create their own stories and characters. The Design Gallery will enable children to explore their creativity and innovation through design. It will feature objects such as models, prototypes, sketchers, tools, and products. The museum also has design labs where children can design and make their own objects using digital and physical tools. The Play Gallery encouraged children to have fun and learn through play. It features objects such as toys, games, puzzles, sports equipment, musical instruments, and playgrounds. Victoria and Albert Museum has national collections of nursery furniture and baby equipment, doll and doll houses, toys and costumes of childhood. Not every exhibit is old-fashioned. Exhibits include modern toys and a fascinating cube of childhood, an extraordinary modern sculpture like a multi-dimensional dollhouse. My children were fascinated with the exhibits and with the museum itself. I am sure we will come back there again. We loved it so much. This museum is wonderful and very special for us. For a different look at childhood, I recommend the National Trust's Museum of Childhood at Sudbury Hall in Staffordshire, which explores the role of children in industry during the Industrial Revolution. When I went out of the museum, I was thinking about childhood itself. What does a happy childhood look like? It's a family traditions, praise from family members, and interacting, doing things together, sharing secrets with siblings, friends, or adults. It's all important to establishing a good childhood. How can a positive childhood impact a child? The study found that children are better able to be resilient, succeed in school, and have better health outcomes when their parents could discuss things that matters with their children.